Oh my gosh. How y'all doing, guys? This is the inaugural Queens Boulevard podcast.
This
is our first time doing this.
Damn. Should we haze each other?
No. Little roast around the room. No, we're supportive.
Yeah, we love each other.
We do love each other. The world hazes us enough. I know. So, basically, I'm Chelsea Grow, one of the three lovely hosts on this show. And we'll go around the table and let everybody introduce themselves.
I'm Alice Hamilton.
I'm Bree Geiger.
I feel like eventually we'll have guests, but right now, just get to know the hosts.
For sure.
Let's introduce ourselves.
Yeah. Let's figure out what the fuck we doing first before. You ever do a podcast and you're like, y'all have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, they'll show up and like, this is only the third one of these I've done. I'm like, that explains it.
For
That's
sure.
why
Right.
it was
For
like,
sure.
Facts. Well, I mean, I think that this is a great trio. I mean, I personally believe we are all very talented comedians and artists in our own rights. But I got the idea for this podcast because I was like walking by the Comedy Store, right? And literally, like, Comedy Store is like Kings Boulevard, and then there's a Comedy Store, and the next street over is Queens Boulevard.
Period.
Right. And it's true because anywhere you see great stuff happening, there's a queen nearby. Okay?
Yeah.
And so
some people in England might disagree. Some people definitely in Ireland would disagree about the queen being nearby.
For sure. We're talking about Queen Bee, right?
yes, okay.
Yeah.
You mean it
The
in the
queen that
pop
matters.
star sense.
For
the
sure.
Singers.
For sure.
Yo. That's true. But I just feel like we all bring queen energy. You know what I'm saying? And so let's get this cracking.
Queens Boulevard. Let's
For
go.
sure.
Yeah. But okay, so Queens Boulevard podcast. So for me, I'm gonna be honoring one Black woman that is a standout, like, I think, of the week. Does something significant, and she's gonna be our queen for a day. So
Bet.
there you go. So our first woman. I'm gonna see if I can bring this article up.
Can there be a blacker background or than Doug?
Then Doug.
I mean, at least isn't there a nigga in the
Skeeter.
cartoon? Skeeter.
Yeah, listen. How do I switch this? Hold on.
Wait a
I'll
minute.
switch this right now.
Maybe we should do Goofy and his son Max. They pretty black, I think.
Yeah.
Background. Skeeter from Doug.
There you go.
Skeeter from Doug.
What was that nigga's
Oh shit,
name?
he wasn't black, he was green. But
No,
everybody
he's
knows
black.
the black friend.
But that's what white people
was
do
great.
when the character is supposed to be black. They're like, what if he's just not black? What if we just make him purple instead?
Like, what if we just make him like,
Yeah.
fluorescent
Right.
indigo? Like, what?
Because
This whole time I had this image of Skeeter being like a black man
eye.
with black.
But that's like Piccolo. He's green, but he's black. Much more anime now that I haven't got into. So I've just been, honestly, at this point, I'm not getting into it because I'm like, I'll sink hours and days and months and weeks into anime when I should be working on creative projects.
Right.
So like, let me just not. It's like crystal meth or like World of Warcraft or like, I'm not World of Warcraft. What's the other one? Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah,
I don't play
played
that because I would get addicted to it.
I played that before.
I know.
Hoes love
Dungeons and Dragons.
And Dragon Ball.
And Dragon Ball Z. I watched that one when I was a kid.
I'm into it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hoes love Dragon Ball. That one is true. Because like I grew up on that shit. Was out when I was in 5th grade. I was having nightmares about that when I was younger.
Really?
Because some of the villains
like
were
that?
like scary. And I was like 11 or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe I was like 9 even. I was really young.
That looks. Oh yeah. Don't worry, Chelsea. Looks good. Well, at first I thought it changed, but it looks fine.
Oh,
it's fine.
it's like we'll figure it out. This
For
is
sure.
like we need Deaf Noodles assistance and for this
Death
one.
Noodles.
Sure.
We need a black cartoon on the background.
But,
Right now.
like Boondocks. We gotta do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
Okay. So Queen for a Day. Okay, so I went and Googled Black excellence. Yes.
Did your face pop up?
Okay, wait, before I do this, you know what? Before I even get into the Black excellence, this weekend, Bree and I actually were in Arizona.
My God.
We have to tell you about and so Alice, I'm at work and Bree hits me up at like noon and she's like, hey, I'm headlining in Arizona. You want to come feature me? I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, I know you got to work. I was like, girl, get that job. Okay? Listen,
Like, no, I'm there.
I will refinagle and remix whatever I have to.
Refinance.
Okay? Refinance. Readjust. No, okay, so basically, we took a bus to Arizona. We left at 6 a.m. Saturday and came back at like midnight last night, got back 6 this morning, right? So we are like just on this like roll like energy thing, but girl, it was wild out there. And I have to tell you this because we had some encounters of the white kind. And
White
Arizona,
Encounters.
no.
Next week on White Encounters. A woman in the back row. It was also apparently a comic too.
Okay.
We found out later, but
well, she was given more, chuckle fucker than
than comic.
Anybody
yes.
can
right.
just,
it's right, because look, I'll tell you. So we were
such a mean nickname.
Just wait.
Whenever I see, I'm sorry to interrupt, but whenever I see a really hot chick hooking up with a comic, I'm like, he calls you chuckle fucker behind your back. Have some respect for yourself. You could be fucking Zac Efron.
For sure.
You don't have to fuck these old melted fucking donuts.
not melting.
Yeah.
Yo, like right.
They all sticky.
Okay.
Right. Get you a man with some money. Okay?
Right.
Especially you look like that, girl. What?
I'm
Yeah.
sure Zac Efron has a mean nickname for his host too, but
Right.
Right, but at least he'll pay you to use it.
Period.
Okay, so we're at House Comedy and shout out to House Comedy in Arizona, but we were so I know there's multiple ones, but anyway, the one we were at was lit. But girl, so I'm sitting there, I had shorts on and some socks because I didn't want to wear pants, but I knew it was cold, so I had to compromise. But anyway, I was sitting there and this drunk, intoxicated, like out of her mind, almost blackout Stumbleina white girl is behind, and she's one of those people who's like screaming through everyone's sets, like not even like that genuine laugh, it was that at one point Bree, like, didn't she say something about cancer? Like
some guy was like, yeah, I'm bald, sometimes I look like a skinhead, sometimes I look like I had cancer, and I was in the punchline. This girl laughs, goes ha ha ha, and then she audibly goes, wait, why am I laughing at cancer? Like, bitch,
girl,
we don't
shut
know.
the hell up.
Yeah,
have these conversations in your head.
right. Hey, girl.
yo, and then it gets worse, girl, because so I'm sitting there and I have a surgery scar on my leg, right? And so I had
Fuck the scooters.
Listen, don't get me started on the citrus.
Like a bird.
Okay, but so basically, it was a device.
Yeah.
Period.
But you got the
We don't
scar.
say that, baby.
Yes. So she basically said she was like, I have to pee. Right. I'm like, all right, do what you gotta do. And so I turn my legs so she can.
She was kind of behind Chelsea to where like, just a little, kind of how we are now. I gotta scoot over a little. Bit. I gotta get up for you to get out.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So she walks by me and starts staring at my legs and goes, whoa. Oh my gosh, what? And
Oh my god. Then you have that gives you enough time to be like, fuck, she's gonna talk to me. I don't want to like.
For sure, more than enough time. We knew it was gonna be bad. I didn't know it was gonna be this bad.
I got a drunk encounter, but you tell yours.
Okay,
mine's
girl.
very short. But.
Damn, that should be a whole segment.
Drunk encounters of the week.
Listen, drunk
in the way.
encounters. Listen, so she basically she's staring at my legs, and then she's like, "Whoa!" And then she takes her finger and as if you're examining the thread count on some sheets, she just starts caressing my leg with her single clammy drunk hand.
Ew.
And she says to me, she's like, "Oh my gosh, wow, you've got some great legs. I thought that those were leather pants. I mean, it's so dark in here, I couldn't tell the difference. And now I'm touching it, it's your skin."
Rubbing her leg, girl, and going, I thought this was leather pants. And in my head, it took me a minute. I was like, damn, you gotta have some bomb ass legs to make someone think that they're leather pants. And then I was like, wait a minute, bitch. Don't say my friend's legs are leather. No, you can't say that, ho.
I mean, first of all, I thought I knew where that was going, but I did not predict that.
Nobody could have seen that.
Yo, and
These feel like leather pants. Stop touching me, bitch. Go pee.
Right.
Like,
What happened to I have to pee? And you drunk, so I know you got to go now.
Right.
So, and she just paused for, racism. It was just like literally one of the comics that was also there overheard. And she was like, wow, she's like a live racist sketch. I'm like, yeah, like I literally felt like I was in a sketch.
No, but like,
it couldn't be real.
If you wrote that in a racist sketch, they'd be like, this is ridiculous. No.
Right.
That's one of the things I learned is why I don't like even share like, fucked up stories of like racism or sexism that happened to me, because they all sound like a lie. Like it sounds like when a guy's like, I held the door open for a feminist and she yelled at me, and it's like, that did not happen.
Right.
But then I'm like, with 3 white boys in a pickup truck with backwards caps, we're like, we're coming to get you, bitch. They're like, really? I don't think so.
Right. That's so 1965 of you.
It really does not. It sounds ridiculous.
For sure.
God,
Yeah.
I was at I was meeting my friend. My friend was like with his manager, and I was like driving him around because he was like just in town for a little while.
Yeah.
And it was like good to see him. So we showed up at this bar, and it was like a whole group of us: the manager, the manager's assistant, a few of the people they represented, and a few of their friends. So I go pee, then I come back. And I'm like, oh, let me grab a chair, because they were all kind of sitting already. And I was like, oh, let me pull up a chair to the group. And they're like, oh, no, there's like a spot in the sofa, which I didn't want to just take because it was in the middle of 2 guys. So I don't want to be like, let me just squeeze in here. But they're like, you could just sit on the sofa. And then they scooted over, so there's more room. So I sit down, and I thought that the one guy was like a friend of somebody. I didn't really know who he was.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until after he left that he wasn't even with the group. He was drunk. And as soon as I sit down next to him, he leans over and starts talking to me. But he puts his foot up on like the coffee table where everyone's like drinks and shit are. Ugh. And he's like, my foot's swollen. It's like, I got to keep it elevated because it's just like swollen because something's wrong with it. And I was like on my phone doing nothing. I'm like, And then like just sort of like giving him I don't want to engage with you. I don't want to talk to you, especially not about your foot, especially I don't know you. And it's like there's a virus out there, and you're just like, they say sitting sideways with someone when you're like directly just getting your particles in their face is the worst.
Yeah.
So I was like, stop fucking getting your COVID shit on me.
Yeah.
Girl.
He sat there for like 20 minutes just talking to no one. Then eventually he leaves. But he kept trying to talk to me. And I was just being like, I was like, I don't want to engage. If you have a conversation with a guy that drunk, then he's going to get mad when you're like, you have a boyfriend. Because he's like, why were you even talking to me? So I was like, let me not lead you on by even engaging with your existence.
For sure.
At all.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and the fact that we have to like keep that in mind, like, oh, I gotta talk to this guy because I don't want him to make a scene that I don't like.
Yeah, but he was just trying to talk to me about his swollen foot and how and I was like, I don't want to hear about whatever happened to your ankle. I'm not interested in.
Right, break the other leg.
I'm like, this is how you break the ice with a girl?
For sure.
My foot's really like.
Right.
It was so gross.
Right.
Don't talk to me about your weird feet in this bar.
What the fuck?
It was really weird.
I hate him.
And then as soon as he left, they were like, who was that guy? And I'm like, bitch, you told me who he was. He was here when he sat down.
Why didn't you ask that while he was here?
I thought he was your dude.
With his foot on the table. Okay?
Right.
That's a health code violation.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God.
Everyone's
He's
an
like
idiot.
He's pulling his like pant leg up to show his ankle. And I'm like, I'm not looking. I'm just staring at like, just refreshing Twitter. Like, give me one more tweet. Give me anything new to
one more tweet.
It was so I just needed him to get away.
Also, male ankles aren't sexy. Like, why is that?
I didn't even know they had ankles.
Pulling your leg up to show me a bruise or something.
Yeah. Right.
I can't.
Gross.
Oh my god.
Drunk encounters of the white kind.
The white kind, girl. We gotta make that a segment.
That's a
segment. This is a live edit. Okay, I'm all about that.
God.
Oh my gosh. It's crazy. I think instead of, I'm gonna save the Queen for Dave for like later, because like what you just talked about actually leads me into my other segment. All right,
Flexible.
cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and just do this because
Go ahead.
this segment this is a segment that we're gonna be doing, and it's called it's called Baby, What Is You Doing?
Baby, what is you doing?
Bree, go and say it for the one. Baby,
baby, what is you doing?
Okay, so this is the segment where like I have to like just really call somebody out, and we have to call somebody out for just some atrocious stuff, and
Okay.
so my baby, what is you doing for today? I have to call it Sophia Rosing. For those of you guys are familiar, if not, we can talk about it. Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Okay, all right. So well, yeah, of course we gotta talk about it. That'd be weird if I was like Sophia Rosing and good night.
Oh, you all know? Okay, next subject.
Right. Okay, so Sophia Rosing, for those of you who don't know, she's a University of Kentucky student.
That bitch. Oh my God. I hate that her name is like a name that instantly. Oh, okay. Okay,
yes.
Chelsea.
Okay, so she.
Oh, Jesus. I need to.
She is this week's baby. What you doing? So this was just brought to my attention today about what happened at UK. So essentially, there's a viral video out, and there's a student named Kyla Spring, a black student. Now she was working the front desk at a dorm, and apparently Miss Sophia decided to stumbling herself in to the dorm. And she stumbles into the dorm, and she literally is like belligerent drunk, whatever. They have video of this. And she starts trying to physically, because, she asked her, how was she? That's what Kyla did. Because, us black women always care about people, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay, don't get me started. Okay? But yeah, so she asked her how she doing. Next thing you know, the girl just starts, she punches her, she bites her arm. She starts pushing her. There's video of her trying to assault her with a shopping cart. Also, random. Why was there a shopping cart in the dorm anyway? But
because another drunk white person had brought it around.
Right.
That's the answer to your question.
If we took one, they would find us immediately.
The police will be posting on Twitter. We recovered 2 shopping carts today.
Right.
Protecting the community.
Right.
Bitch ass. An ounce of weed.
Yeah.
Her job as an RA was to make like drunk people like not go like be drunk by themselves or whatever the fuck. So she was just like, no, you just stay here,
Yeah.
And then
babysit him.
And then she's like, so there's video of her assaulting her, but then she just starts calling her an N-word and a B-word, and it is just
and made it into a song, girl. She made it into a song.
She started singing a song
with N-word as the beat, as the lyrics, as everything. It just was like and
there
insane. It's insane.
It literally, like, there is another video clip of her from before this incident where she's telling somebody, I make more money. Apparently she's from a very wealthy family. She's like, I make more money than you. She said, I can do what I want. I could sue you and you can't do anything about it. She said, I'm rich. You're clearly not because of your outfit, whatever. And I'm just like, also, I'm like, girl, you're in a tank top and jeans. Like, that's Forever 21.
For sure, girl.
Please stop flexing.
God.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's Gucci. It looked like it came off the thrift rack. Okay.
Right.
Anyway. So, y'all, like, that is my baby. What is you doing? And so, guys.
I mean,
This was so, when I say shout out, like, VIP of the game goes to Kyla Spring, because when I tell you the amount of restraint that young lady had, if anybody put their mouth on me, that's your last snack, okay?
Right.
Right. I get mad sometimes. I would lose it if somebody tried to bite me.
Right.
I would just like black out and be stomping on their head for 20 minutes.
Right.
Yes.
Did you just bite me, bitch? I mean,
okay, let me get 2 fistfuls of your hair.
Oh yeah,
and just
you're trying to die today.
yes. Let me lose control of myself for a minute.
Sure.
Yo,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I love that we call it baby. What are you doing? But I think she should be the exception of calling it stupid ass bitch. What are you doing?
I mean, we have a baby. What is you doing? And we have a queen for a day.
Yeah.
Goddamn. Interacting with it. I think I didn't see the whole story, but now that you're telling me the story, I saw like something on Twitter because people were trying to be like, oh, this was just like an incident. That's not who she really is. And it's like, well, if you're drunk and you're screaming and biting a black woman, then that's kind of who you are.
That's the thing.
But someone pulled up like an old Snapchat of her using the N-word, and I was like, I'm not even clicking on this. I know what it is.
Right.
And I just scrolled past it.
Right. Drunkenness doesn't
I didn't know this whole story.
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
But drunkenness is not an excuse.
It's not.
Yo, and it's not, and I'm glad you brought that up, Alice, because it's so funny that I, told I had a bunch of white people who like noticed the drunk girl, and like they were like, hey, like what did she say to you? And I told them what happened, and they all started caping for this girl, low key. Like they were like, oh, that's messed up, she did that, but she must have been on drugs, because heaven's
making excuses already.
Right.
Why is it easier to make excuses for these people than it is to just be like, that was fucking weird?
Yeah.
She called your legs leather pants. That's the weirdest shit I've
Apologize for
ever
your
heard.
kind right now.
We're like, wow, that sounds gross and weird. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yo.
that shit happened.
If I was white, I'd be like, this reparations law is taking a little too long. Let me just, you know what? It's on me tonight.
It's on me tonight.
Okay. How do you not just get like so tired of making excuses for people all the time? It's like, how often do you catch yourself making excuses for drunk white bitches that you don't even know that are acting weird to somebody?
I mean, at a certain point, even families who have a member that's like an alcoholic or a drug addict, it's like after a while, how many times are we gonna make excuses for the fact that Frank keeps stealing money out of grandma's purse?
Right.
Like even family members stop making excuses for their members that jack up too, and their blood. Yeah. And y'all like,
and they're going after a white lady they didn't even know, and like. I saw some people trying to defend this Kentucky girl who was biting the RA. And people were like, no, this is who she is. But it's like, when I get drunk, I want to fuck my boyfriend. And if you get drunk and you want to bite black people and come up with a song calling them the N-word, then I really feel like that's who you are. I really feel like that's a reflection of your character.
For sure.
For sure.
Right. I'm going to judge you for that one incident.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna quickly just pull up a clip.
Racist tirade aside, if you're gonna have like a drunken outburst, then you gotta know in 2022 somebody's gonna record it, because what if you do something funny or something cool or something that can go viral?
Exactly.
Or if you just go on a racist tirade and start making up horrendous shit and biting black women.
Exactly.
It's like, just always assume you're being recorded. And if you just kind of carry yourself like that, then you'll avoid a lot of situations where your life could be ruined.
Like this, first of all, and also the fact that like Beyonce got bit at all by a person, like that bite, that should have been for, like, you know how like Jesus died for all of us, like that should have been the bite for all black women. Yes. No one should be biting black women.
Beyonce took a bite for
she took the bite for us all.
Why are they biting us? I'm sorry. Why?
Yeah.
What instinct is this? It's like every day there's something new to worry about. Right.
For sure. That's why we should have chalkboards for free, just so we can be like, today we compare notes and shit.
I think that's what Black Twitter's supposed to do. That's our chalkboard.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna play this clip real quick. All right, so this clip we're about to play right now, this is this isn't the incident. This is like another clip of her kind of like, I guess, flexing. Whatever. So
another drunken outburst.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't work in Boulder, because guess what? I'm rich as fuck, and you're obviously not compared to what you're wearing, and I can see you, and you can't do shit about it, especially because you don't know my fucking last name, but I know goddamn well who you are.
Who am I? Who am I? Tell me who I am.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, fuck you if you're
she's
going
giving him a
around.
compliment. She's like, I know you, but you don't know me. Bitch, thank you.
Okay. Right, you say what Cardi B said? She said she my op. Didn't know her, gotta look her up, girl.
It's like every year I feel like there's a little viral story of some white kid, and the college was like, we kind of don't want you to go here anymore because there's a tape of you saying the N-word, or you were saying like there's like a hazing ritual. They're like, you guys gotta all chant the N-word, all these white boys, and some shit like that. Yeah. And so when a woman like this wants some sympathy, it's like, you should have seen that this is something that schools don't tolerate by this point.
Right.
So I don't feel bad for you at all. And there'll be people that'll say like, well, I'm so glad my whole childhood wasn't recorded. It's like, well, how often you were saying the N-word?
Right.
Can I ask?
Right.
And it's like, even if your shit is like, everyone's shit's recorded. So people have a lot more sympathy than I think the like anti-cancel culture crowd. They want you to think that it's like you mess up once and you're dead. And it's not like that. People have more understanding.
Yeah.
You can explain situations and apologize and say like, I'm really embarrassed of this. But at the same time, it's like people will look at you like if you started smoking today, it's like, how many anti-smoking commercials have you seen?
Right.
Like, why are you starting right now with everything that you know? So with these white people, it's like, with everything you know, if you still want to start singing the N-word when you're drunk,
right.
I don't feel bad for you.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for anything that happens next because
tears, baby.
The consequences of what they get of her leaving college isn't the same consequence that this black woman has to deal with every day of your life of hearing that name being called, even when it's a stupid bitch. Like, it's deeply rooted in our African and like in our black history that it's always going to be a trigger when that is talked down to us, even if they're not saying the N-word, or someone at work, someone like talks down on you. It's gonna like, it sticks with us for the rest of our lives. And so as cool and as poised as this woman is and smiling, the RA, it's like fucked her up. And that's fucked up.
No one's talking about how she feels in this situation. Everyone's like, well, we can't punish this other girl too hard.
Right.
And I was talking to some people. They're two white people, but they weren't from America. They were both from like Europe. And they were like rapping along to a Cardi B song, and they said the N-word, and then they were like, is that okay? And I was like, y'all didn't even like ask me first.
Right.
We were in the car. We were like, so
and say, no, it's not.
I was like, well, I can't get out here in the middle of the desert. So I was like, let me talk to you guys and explain to you guys who are not from America.
Right.
You know, I was like, it's not okay for you to just sing along. Because I'm like, when a white person says the N-word, you're reminding black people of white people saying the N-word, which is making us think of slavery and like shitty experiences in our lives. And like,
it's a chain reaction. Like saying the N-word is it to a black person and you're not also black is a chain reaction.
That's
right.
I was telling them, I was like, you guys, like when you do that, you're reminding black people of some of their worst experiences, some of their worst memories, and some of like the times in their life when they felt the shittiest. So if you don't want to bring all those emotions up, then don't run around being white people saying the N-word. And that's how I explained it to these two European motherfuckers who were like, it's okay, right? And I'm like, no, no, it's not.
No, it's not. And fix
like
your teeth.
Yes.
Just kidding. I'm sorry.
I felt like that first episode of Atlanta when the white guy says the N-word around Donald Glover, but then he won't say it around Paper Boy. And Donald's like, man, they're just not as scared of me as they are you. And I was like, they both said it, and I'm like, really? Like, I don't invoke any fear. Flabbergasted.
No, that was a great analogy. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's like perfect. And I'm just gonna show this last clip, and then we'll move into the next segment. But I just want to share this with everyone as well. So let me go ahead.
Let's see what she's up to now.
Let's go ahead. Go ahead and cut to. So this is from the actual incident.
This is the actual incident.
This is a clip from the actual incident. So let me start this.
This is your first time seeing this, Alex.
I hope. Could you stop, please? No. Could you stop? No. Thank you. I'm thinking all she does. You're a nigger. You're a bitch. Oh, Jesus. I did not get paid enough for this. Exactly. And you're a nigger. Thank you. Thank you. You're a nigger and you're a bitch. You're a nigger and you're a bitch. Yeah.
I got the phone video.
Me too.
I got the phone video.
You're a bitch. You trying to get me to get her to like get chairs and things? No, I'm drunk. You're drunk. You're a nigger and you're a bitch.
The way I would have grabbed
Wait.
her
Let me cut back.
Could you stop, please?
No, girl. Okay, so let's unpack that for just a quick. I don't know if we have enough time to unpack the whole thing, but sis,
I would have grabbed her hair with two fistfuls and suplexed her into the fucking ground. I would have kneed her in the pussy. I would have punched her fucking tits, man. I was looking at this. I'm like, this black girl. She must have been a nanny. The way she was like. She's like, can you please stop? I'm like, you're talking to a toddler right now. Like, no, don't punch your little toddler, infant brother.
Yeah.
Can you please stop biting him?
Oh my gosh, Bree, what you think about it, girl? Because
Girl.
Like, you're in that situation. Like, how would you have, you know?
You know me. I have no in between, and so I would have been right behind Alice. I would have been finding, grabbing, making a lynch for the ancestors, for everybody of mankind, and lynching this hoe for.
She was so
everybody.
wobbly and drunk. I'm like, you just grab her hair and run down the hallway. She will trip and fall, and you can just fuck her up.
Right.
But that's why I'm not the RA. That's why I tried to be an RA in college. They didn't let me, and it's probably because they knew I couldn't handle this shit.
Right. I it's like she is the perfect person, unfortunately, to handle this. And I love watching stuff like this because you see Black people respond, and when they respond like and they make them look stupid, I would love to have that reaction. But not all of us are gifted to be able to respond like that. And I think even our reactions as Black women, every reaction of a Black woman is beautiful because it's just it's happening and it happens and you never know what to do with it. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the repercussions of this need to also be looked at this RA who says, I'm not getting paid enough for this, jokingly, as she's being called the N-word. That's and physically assaulted and bit. When a human being bites you, you have to go and get so many shots. Because our human mouths, I don't care how much Listerine you use, boo-boo, human mouths are nasty. We hear a lot of stuff. So to get bit, it's COVID, girl. Like, you could just be cutting COVID straight in my bloodstream, girl. Right. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I mean, like, she was like joking, like, I don't get paid enough for this, but I think she was also like serious. She was like, haha, but like, for real though, what am I doing?
Right.
And I wonder, I would be curious to know how the University of Kentucky is going to like take care of this girl a little bit more than I want to know how they're going to punish the little white girl.
No, I agree. Like, what have you done for me lately? Okay, I want them to. She better not pay for not one class, one book, one meal.
That's what I'm saying.
She better get free room and board.
Right.
Period.
And Chelsea, what I'm going to send you right now is this girl's Instagram. I'll send it to your Facebook because it looks like you're logged onto your Facebook. I'll send you a link on your Facebook and it shows you her story right now.
So it's basically, as you can see, guys, it's saying, if you guys knew I was under the influence, why record me? This is my senior. Okay, I'm gonna start it over. Okay. I was under the influence. I'm sorry. Please don't judge me. I lost everything. Yeah. I understand an apology may not help, but I am not a racist. I was under the influence. I lost everything.
It's all about her.
Hold on. Let me go back. It's like, okay, I just have to watch it again. Okay, and then she says, I lost everything and now I have to fear for my life. God forgives. Please understand. If you guys knew I was on the influence, why would you come to smell this? Okay, so let me back to us. Okay, so
she thinks she's the victim for having been recorded.
Right.
She answered her own question too. She was like, I was under the influence. You guys knew that. Why'd you record me? Because you were under the influence, acting fucking crazy.
Right.
It's acting insane.
Acting
drunk
a mess.
Videos, drunk meltdowns are some of the funniest videos on the internet. Of course, we gonna press record when you start biting another woman.
Biting a Black woman, okay? Yeah. And that's the thing, like, honestly, what I'll say about this, and this is just my thing, is just the amount of audacity for Sophia, and this is the thing. All these things are learned. It's 2022. Mm-hmm. If she's out here calling people the N-word, it's because most likely her parents probably use that word in the privacy of their home. I'm sorry. Like, let's just be real.
I keep thinking of a Bible verse. I don't know the exact quote, but the Bible verse is, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Like, it's coming from the inside. And it's like, I wanted to say that to her because I'm like, I'm sure you grew up in church. I'm sure you're Christian. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Bible says this is who you are. So I think this is who you are.
Right. Like, hashtag... It's over. Like,
She's like, this is not, I'm not a racist. And I always hated that because it's like, people will always say I'm not a racist right after doing something racist. It's like, if you took my wallet right out of my purse in front of me, took money out, put it in your pocket, handed it back, and we're like, I'm not a thief. I'm like, I just saw you be one. I just saw you do it. Okay, she's like, I'm not a racist, bitch. We have the tape. Okay, so
there's evidence.
If this isn't racist, then what is? If getting drunk and biting a Black lady and singing that she's a nigga bitch is not racist, then please tell me what is racist. It's like, for most white people, if you don't have a fucking pointy hood on, then, well, that's not really what's going on.
Right.
No. Listen, I will say the KKK has upped their fashion game, okay? They wearing Gucci, Fendi, Prada. Like, they aren't, like, you're not going to tell me, like...
Tight black dresses.
They're wearing, like, top shelf stuff, I'm
like,
glad
let's be
because
honest. I remember the Jews will not replace us Charlottesville march. I'm like, you guys are in polos and khakis. Like, the Nazis at least had some fucking drip. Like, you guys need to get a new outfit. Wearing khakis. I'm sorry, you're wearing pleated pants at your march? You are not serious. Yeah. Tiki torches, my nigga, tiki torches.
Right.
If you don't go out in the woods and get a bunch of sticks and wrap it up with some twine like you pretend to be a fucking farmer, you need a torch, get a real torch. I'd rather you have a flashlight than a tiki torch. It's less gay. I'm sorry. No disrespect.
Right. What is this? BBC?
Seriously, that's like if they were marching with Yankee candles. They're like, we're a mob. Like, this is ridiculous.
Right. Use the fucking light on your phone.
Even that is more intimidating than a goddamn tiki torch.
Right.
At a luau.
Yeah, just go.
Yeah, I shouldn't be able to just really quickly
blow out your movement. I should have been able to.
I'm glad they're offending a Prada now, because the Tommy Hilfiger was not it. Okay.
Listen, it was not. I mean, at the end of the day, I just want to say, Kyla, her whole situation reminds me of so many instances where Black women, we are told to be muted. We're told to, like, just suck it in. And I just hate that she had to go through this. But I will say, she better be getting... Y'all better be cutting the check.
Care of. Okay, better be taking care of this woman.
That's right. Kentucky. What is the college?
University of Kentucky. Yes.
To take care of.
And so
one of our 12 followers is going to show him this. For sure. On episode 1, like, you hear me, University of Kentucky.
Right. Play this on the loudspeaker at school. You're welcome. Free admission to all Black people for the rest of the year.
From now on.
Don't fucking talk to me.
Period. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're gonna mosey online. So now we're gonna move into Alice's segment. So Alice, why don't you introduce
what's Twitter up to? I am addicted to Twitter, so I was like, I can contribute what these Twitter motherfuckers are doing to the show. And oh my God, today I see Louis C.K.'s trending. I'm like, what is he doing? Did he get caught again? Because he's up to his old tricks. But he's dating like a super young, hot, like, chick, like a white girl, like an anti-cancel culture. She's like anti-feminist, anti-Me Too movement, anti-call-out culture. I'm like, yeah, so... And look, I don't want to body shame, but I do. And I don't want to, like, age shame, because, like, I understand people being, like, really, really sensitive to, like, really young girls with older guys, because a lot of the times the guy's being predatory as fuck. Even if she's over 18, a lot of time he's just being a creep. But like, this girl's like 31, so she's old enough to make her own choices. She's old enough to be into older guys and have her, daddy issues. But like, this dad, this is the dad you want,
right?
There's better dad bods,
right? There's
just What are you saying, Bree?
Yeah, he just looks like Carrot Top's grandpa.
Carrot Top's disappointed father.
Right.
Disappointed grandpa.
For sure.
Yeah,
Chucky's from Rugrats all grown up.
Louis C.K. is dating, her name's like Dasha Nekrasova, which is a cool name.
Cool name.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, if you're going on being like, feminism and the Me Too movement is really bad, then eat my ass.
But I'm so glad he didn't get like one of the good ones,
Oh yeah,
or and vice versa. I'm glad one of them good ones didn't fall for him.
If it was like, Louis C.K.'s dating Selena Gomez, you'd be like, come on, please don't do this. Don't do this.
It's perfect. I'm like, she sucks and he sucks. Perfect.
But yeah, it's like
wait.
They deserve each other.
Cool.
Have fun with his, curly white and red chest hair just scratching all up on your torso.
Right.
When y'all are doing your shit.
It's crazy to talk about it because, man, I was a big fan of that Nick for a long time. I love Louis, and it was just 5 years ago. It's still kind of like what, but
here's the thing. I hated Louis because the first stand-up I saw, he was like really just insulting his wife, and I grew up in church, and like youth pastors and real pastors, a lot of them want to be comics.
Yeah.
They want to be funny, and I honestly like that. I want a funny sermon better than like a boring serious sermon.
Yes.
But they didn't want to make fun of the Bible because you can't. They didn't want to make fun of their sons because they kind of respect their sons. So they just made fun of their daughters and their wives all the time. And I remember sitting there thinking, like, if I was a pastor's wife and the whole congregation's laughing at what he did, like, I'd be pissed.
Absolutely.
So when I see a lot of comedians go up and be like, my wife shit her pants in Target, I'm like, is she okay with you sharing this story with everyone?
Right.
So the things that Louis was saying about his wife, I was sitting there thinking, like, if I was, like, I literally, the first thing I did is I went home and Googled to see if he was still married, and he was divorced, and I was like, good for her. And so I hated Louis C.K. And I just felt like he'd go up on stage and be like, oh, yeah, so my kids, they hate me, and they like their new stepdad better, and they don't want to spend weekends with me anymore. And then everyone's like laughing, and I'm like, this dude needs a hug and a therapist. But then I started seeing his clips on late night shows, and he was doing interviews. He can't be as nasty. And I was like, oh, no, this is really funny. I love those clips. And then I saw 2017, his stand-up special. I was like, this is so funny. And then he got canceled, and I was like, I was right the first time.
Yeah.
This dude
Right,
sucks.
It's the best stuff.
Yeah, you know, it's
And
like
I've been out ever since. I'm like,
sure.
people are like, oh, hey, here's like a link to Louis' shit so you can watch it without paying. I just want to know what you think of it. And I'm like, I'll get around to it. And then I don't.
Yeah.
And then I just don't watch it.
Yeah.
You know, so I started watching Louis late, actually, like, because I just, the show, because I mean, from a writing perspective, like, I was like, okay, I did like the show, and I was trying to watch it with like pre-scandal eyes, you know, but it's so hard.
You can't get those eyes back.
You can't. But because like now, so it's like when I got to like, I was like, okay, first couple seasons, I was okay, cool, but then it just like by the season 3, things just started getting a little. You know, there's that episode where like he chased followed the black woman from the grocery store, and like he bought her flowers.
I didn't watch it.
It was just like, but like there's an episode where he follows a black woman from the grocery store, and like he's all like, please, like I think you're so beautiful, and she's just like, you know, what do you want, you know, like, and then he comes out, she's like, what you want? You think you want some black pussy? You think I'm gonna be your first or whatever? And then and it's like,
Did you write this dialogue for her? Like, oh god.
And so that so it was like in a moment like that, I'm like, at least he recognized that he couldn't pull that shit on a black woman.
Yeah.
But it's
so much of his shows were written from like real experience, so I'm sure he was like, oh, I gotta fuck a black woman one time, you come here, like, and I went to like a really white college, Christian college. It was actually a Quaker college. And so I was like conservative at the time, but there was like 2 to 5 white liberals on campus. And they all be coming up to me, talking to me about race more than the Republicans were, to be honest. And they'd be like, oh, I bet you're just like feeling so bad being like one of the only blacks around here. And I'm like, can you ease up? And then they try to date me so that they could be like, I want to have like you as my girlfriend because I'm not racist like everyone else. And I'm like, you're actually just as racist in the opposite direction.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
white people will do that. Yeah. They'll be
Yeah. like,
okay, so now I'm in college. I got to at least fuck a black chick to be crazy.
Right.
right, like
chill.
they treat us like get off of me.
Yeah.
Right.
Checklist, and then an Asian. Is there a Native American around here? I gotta find. And you're like, can you relax?
And it's also they can just have stories in their 50s and like when they're smoking cigars and drinking scotch, they can be like, oh, remember Alicia in 78? You know?
Yeah,
It's like
because they don't want to be like, oh, I'm a white guy that's only fucked white chicks. That's not woke. Let me go find anybody. And you're like, we have nothing in common, and you need to back the fuck away from me. Or find a black girl who's looking for like, who's my first college white boy? Who's it gonna be? Like,
Right,
find
right.
each other. I'm not her, but there was only like 12 black people at this college, so the pickings were slim for these dudes. So they kind of all hit up the same 3 girls.
Yeah.
So it got irritating after a time. But just that Louis, that episode makes me think that was probably Louis being like, uh-oh, am I racist? You in the grocery
I don't
store.
know.
Yeah. He's like, there's no black people on this set. You're a PA, right?
Yeah, that's what.
Want to do the scene?
That's what Lena Dunham did. She was like, let me write Donald Glover into my show, and he's a black Republican, and I'm fucking him. And then he's gone in 2 episodes. I'm like, this was not the diversity we called for. You tried. Thank you for trying.
Yeah, right.
Swing and a miss, baby doll.
Swing and a miss. Okay. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Queens Boulevard. And so we're going to wrap it up. But before we go, I have to, shout out the, Queen for a Day. We were going to do this earlier, but, conversations, tangents, they happen. So, but I do want to shout out Diana Lynch. Diana Lynch, shout out to Diana. She Diana. Is, yes. So Diana Lynch, I'm gonna pull her up on the good old Google. But essentially, Diana Lynch, she is going to be the first Black woman CEO to develop an international resort in the Dominican Republic. So this will be this is big, and pull her up real quick.
5 years from now, we're gonna have a live Queens Boulevard podcast at this resort.
Listen.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's what's up.
I'm all about it.
Manifest, bitch.
Yes, and then she is. I'm gonna pull her up on the screen so you all can see her. All right, let me just
let's go. So
I'm gonna switch it real quick.
She's fine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Diana Lynch. So that's a little image of the beautiful queen right there. Shout out to her. But yes, so essentially, she is going to be the first developer of the first Black-owned golf resort in Dominican Republic. So not only is she the Black developer, but this is also a Black-owned resort, which is this is huge, because as someone who went to Puerto Rico recently for my dad's birthday, and seeing how many beautiful resorts, and that's money, and you just know they're owned by all white people. So the fact that there's a Black woman, and this is owning and setting this up. Yeah, so
love it.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Couple of quick highlights.
Good for her.
Listen, right? That's what I'm saying. What were you gonna say, Alice?
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm not crazy about the golf aspect, because here's me being a libtard that wastes a lot of water, but good for her. And maybe it could be like a ski resort, not a ski resort.
Foosball or something.
Yeah, it could be a tennis resort, girl. Come on. The first golf resort with plastic grass.
Yeah, turf. Nothing's wrong with turf.
Nothing's wrong with turf. Yeah. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, but essentially, I just want to shout her out. It's definitely a multi-million dollar project.
Yeah.
They said that the resort will be doing a premiere kind of in March, and they're going to be having a whole lot of specials by December of next year. So
they'll probably have a bunch of celebrities out there for
it's meant to be a celebrity. They wanted to play a place where celebrity people who enjoy golfing, this apparently it's going to have, I think it's at over 1,400 suites, rooms, and there's going to have some bungalows. It's going to be a big thing. So shout out to Diana. You are our queen for the day. So
I love it.
Get it, girl.
We love you.
Yes. So, all right, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. Before we go, just want to shout out our social medias. Any shows you got coming up? I'll start with you, Bree.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, thank you.
I can go if you're not ready. Shit.
Well, my name is Bree. My Instagram is BRI. We'll have it pop up right here.
Yeah, we'll
BRI.
I didn't want to be rude to jump ahead. I also didn't want to throw you in the deep
BRIGIGER. My thing, and I'm putting this on air, is that I'm going to be posting my shows before, as opposed to 5 minutes before they start. So check out my website, which is www.breegeiger.com. On Thursday, at the Comedy Store. On Friday, I'm in Palm Springs, and then some other good shit's happens. Just go to the website and you'll find me. Thank you.
Okay, Alice.
I'm on Twitter at Alice R. Hamilton, and I'm on Instagram at MISS Alice Hamilton, Miss Alice Hamilton. Nice. I'm on Venmo at Alexandra R. Sorry, Alexandra Rose H. So send me a little something.
Reparations.
It's the Alexandra for me. Okay.
And I usually post my shows on my Instagram stories, but I'll start tweeting them out more because some people from my Twitter come to my shows now, which is cool.
Exactly.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I'm Chelsea Grow, and I have, you guys can follow me on, of course, at comedian Chelsea G. So that's comedian CHELSAYG, and that on Instagram. Chelsea G Comedy on Twitter. Although I'm like never on there, but Alice, you're inspirational. Maybe I'll actually try to tweet more. But
I've been getting into it.
Yeah, I love it. I just need to. I just use it like for like an outlet. I just need to just start doing that.
Yeah. Look, you got to tweet a lot of stupid shit to get where I've gotten, so don't be embarrassed.
Right. I just stop overthinking it. Just put it out there. Like, who cares, right?
Just tweet out that liberal cringe, man.
So y'all can find me on social media. That way I'll be posting my shows. I am going to be at Flappers this week. I'm also coming up, gonna have some really exciting shows for the end of the month. So I'm also excited to announce that I did get into the LA Comedy Festival.
Yes,
that's right.
girl.
So
Get it.
Hell yeah.
Yes. So that is going to be November 18th. I'll be doing the stand-up showcase at 10 p.m. that night.
Nice.
And so stay tuned for that. Get your tickets, and it should be a fun show. And that is Queens Boulevard, y'all. So thank you for joining us for our first episode.